We'll begin this hour in northeastern state of Borno, where the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has promised to make Nigeria hot for criminals in the coming days. The defense chief made that pronouncement on his first operational visit to the Theater Command, Operation Hadinkai in Maiduguri. And TVC's Jesse Tafida reports.
A guard of honor for the defense chief. This is his first operational visit to the Theater Command, Operation Hadinkai. On arrival, the defense chief went into a closed-door meeting with top officers. About 2 hours later, the Chief of Defense Staff emerged to speak to the press on the purpose of his visit.
We'll try and remind them that we still have work ahead so that we will not relent. It is not yet over. It is our desire, and as mandated by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Bola Asiwaju Tinubu, for us to ensure that there is total peace in the Northeast. Whatever it is that is going now is just going to be momentary. We are putting measures in place. We are readjusting our operations, enhancing our capabilities. We are getting the support of the presidency. And we assure Nigerians that we need their support because we cannot do it alone.
He insists that there will be no hiding place for criminals in the country.
To the criminals, their days are numbered. It's just a matter of time. We are going to get them all. So for their own sake, we advise them to surrender or fizzle out of the country completely.
The defense chief then proceeded to the government house, Maiduguri, where he paid a courtesy visit to Governor Babagana Zulum.
I believe we shall work assiduously with you to bring to an end this dastardly act, inshallah. We shall only defeat Boko Haram through the following means. One of them is to strengthen the resilience of the communities. Without strengthening the resilience of the communities, we shall never defeat Boko Haram.
Elsewhere, the CDS visited sick personnel responding to treatment at the 7th Division Hospital in Malari Cantonment and donated the sum of ₦1 million to them. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has assured Nigerians that the Nigerian military will continue its quest to tackling pockets of insecurity bedeviling the nation until peace is achieved. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
For more on this marching order by the Chief of Defense Staff, let's bring in TVC News' Jesse Tafida, who monitored the activities lined up for the visitor in Borno State. Jesse, there seems to be a lot of attention now being paid to Borno State. Just recently, the Chief of Army Staff was there as well. What more can you tell us about the visit of the Chief of Defense Staff?
Thank you very much, Fresh. It's could be recalled that the Chief of Defense Staff was the theater commander operation Hadinkai here at the Theater of War before he became the Chief of Defense Staff. And it is good to note that it was during his command that we saw hundreds of Boko Haram started to surrender to the Nigerian government, which is their non-kinetic approach. Now, for him coming to Maiduguri today is homecoming to him because he said Borno State is the worst hit of the Boko Haram insurgency for the past 13 years. And we could recall that a month ago, the Chief of Army Staff was here, and he said that they've been receiving support from the presidency. And that is exactly what the CDS said today, that the federal government has been giving massive support to the military to ensure that insecurity becomes a thing of the past, not only in the Northeast region, but to the country. Now, when he came, he had time to discuss with frontline troops, not only top officers. So they had discussions. He gave them room to ask questions on what they think the defense headquarters should do to improve their welfare. Because for the Chief of Defense Staff, he believes that if the welfare of officers and men is being taken care of and they are being supported with necessary ammunition to fight, he believes that the issue of insecurity will become a thing of the past. Now, after that, he had time to visit the Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, where he assured him that the Nigerian armed forces are ever ready to tackle insecurity bedeviling the region. Now, Professor Babagana Zulum also told the CDS that one of the ways to conquer Boko Haram totally is to build resilience to communities that are being resettled. We all know that the state government has been resettling IDPs back to their places of abode because of relative peace, thanks to the effort of the military. And now, according to the governor, he said that building resilience to the returnees and then civil military relationship would afford the residents, that's the returnees, avenue to talk with them, bring them information on anything that is happening around them. And then the remnants of Boko Haram that we hear pockets of attacking farmers would be over. Now, after that, the Chief of Defense Staff also visited sick personnel that are at the hospital. He spoke with them heart to heart. He told them that their welfare is being taken care of and it's going to be more improved. And he donated money to them at least to make them smile. And they were all happy. And they commended the CDS for identifying with them at this trying time.
And it's that conversation, Jesse, because, you know, you just talked about how he's identifying with them and that he has also been commander of that theater before he became the Chief of Defense Staff. That's why I wanted to ask you, because now he has given a marching order. What is he backing that marching order with? You've talked about welfare. Some people have talked about, you know, ammunitions and arms and training. What did he say in that regard to help the military men do their job?
Thank you. He said also took time to discuss with them about their families when they, you know, they leave their families and go to the front line. He asked the troops that are their families being taken care of when they're not around? What more would they do to ensure that their families are being taken care of, so that when they go to the field, they won't be thinking about home? And then their relationship between the men and the officers. What is the relationship like? What more would should the defense headquarters do to improve that? Because he believes that when the men at the front line and the officers having good relationship, conquering Boko Haram would not be something very, very hard for the Nigerian armed forces. He also said that there is synergy now between the armed forces, talking about the Navy, the Air Force, the military, the police, and other paramilitary agencies. There is good relationship on how they could come together and bring this to a lasting solution. And he's sending this warning to criminals. He said they should surrender or else